Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special Age of the Primes figure showcase and review, we're going to be looking at the new deluxe class Slingshot figure. So in this video we are of course going to be comparing him with his original Generation 1 self. We'll have a look at him compared to his Combiner Wars version and some other Combiner Wars figures. We can see what he looks like with Air Raid from Age of the Primes, and of course we can see how we connect him to Silver Bolt and the Superion frame. So as I start to move all of these out of the way, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if I'd hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out. And once again, to thank In Demand Toys, that's where I pre-ordered this from, and this particular figure has just hit UK, so it's great to finally have him in hand. So what we're going to do with the video, we're going to open him up, have a look at everything in the box, we're going to do some first impressions, we're going to have a look at him in his alternate mode, then we're going to come back, have a look at him in his robot mode, see what the accessories look like, and of course, as I've just said, most importantly, connect him to the framework. So the box is beautiful. I really prefer these. They flat pack really easy, by the way, if anybody wonders. If you're like me and you've got too many figures but you want to keep the packaging, there's the alternate mode, which is great. There of course are the primes on the side, and there again it says it's going to be 17 steps, so I presume it's going to be very similar to the other, but of course I'm going to upload the tutorials separately anyway. So let's crack the box open. As I say, these are much easier to get out in and out of now. Excuse me. Let's open him up and let's see what's inside. So yeah, there we go, very similar looking in honesty, which of course I have no issues with. They did it way back in Generation 1, they did it in Combiner Wars, and I believe they're probably just going to keep doing it, let's be honest. So let's set him free. I'll tidy up all the tie wraps in between the different phases of the particular video, so I just want to get him out, and as I say, we want to crack on with having a look at him. So yeah, some of these ones in particular have just, I suppose, started to hit UK stores, but yeah, very lucky enough to have, of course, Silver Bolt there to be able to do things on this video, and indeed, you know, answer the questions that you guys are asking at the same time. So let me just quickly move these out of the way. As I say, I'll tidy up in a second. Let's go straight into some first impressions. So it looks like I'm gonna have to do something similar. He's a bit different, to be fair, so let's quickly check the instructions. So yeah, fold the feet out and fold them back. So that is much more simple than Air Raid. So fold that up, fold the feet down, separate the legs, and indeed there he is. So first impressions, I mean, straight away for me, guys, that is Generation 1 Slingshot, 100%. That is a brilliant likeness of him. I'm going to do this in a bit more detail later on, but that is G1 Slingshot, and it's so great to be able to call him Slingshot and not Quick Slinger anymore, which again of course is his name, and it's great that he's got it back. The head, as we can see, is fantastic. It'll spin all the way around, it can look up and down as well. Arms can go all the way around, you can get the full T on them shoulders, no problem whatsoever. You've got a swivel at the shoulder, bicep flexion. There is a waist swivel. Most of the jet this time is in the feet, which you can see. The legs will go past, just about past the point of the splits. Yep, there's a huge knee bend. There's a waist swivel, as we've just seen. And of course, there's an ankle tilt. Is there? Yeah, there's an ankle tilt, rock, toe tap, everything you would expect. Very good. Let's have a quick look at his accessories as well. And as I say, I'm pretty sure these are going to be exactly the same. Not the accessories, sorry, the figures are going to be pretty much the same all along, which, as I say, it's just something that, if you think about it, way back even to the first pre-Transformers Diaclone figures, etc., you know, they got the basic first mold like the Seekers, then they just changed all the colours. They did the same with the Datsun brothers, they did the same with all the Trailbreaker modes. It's just something that they're going to keep doing because it makes it easier, and every company does it, third party, official, everybody. Right, there's the two weapons, so there we go. Let's get him in his alternate mode and see what he looks like there. Okay, we're back, and he's in his alternate mode, and he is slightly different to Air Raid. The top half, so the front transforms rather differently to the back, so that's a nice little surprise in all honesty. And I like the look of this. It's borderline chibi style. What I mean by that is it's slightly sort of, you know, out of proportion, and I really like it. It's got this sort of mini charm to it. Now, first things first, guys, and if you've seen the other video, you'll appreciate, or you'll probably have a giggle, I found it. There is the landing gear, and this particular time it's on his head, which is great. You can also take these two, and the other ones, by the way, you'll see here, they're molded into the plastic, so we can attach this straight into the wings like so. We can pop them in there like that. And as I said, I think that's pretty much it. It doesn't say anything more. That's just obviously combined mode, which we'll have a look at in a second. Let's also just move the box out of the way. Let's see if I can get it a bit brighter here. For some reason it's gone dark all of a sudden. Right, so this is let me get this guy. This is Air Raid from Age of the Prime, so you can see them there, and you can see how they're coming along together. They do look pretty good, to be honest. I'm really, as I say, enjoying this. Just because it takes me back to being a kid, and the aerial bots, you know, I've got great memories of them. That is the Combiner Wars one, which, let's be honest, this was quite difficult to get hold of, but the thing that's just surprised me straight away is this one is considerably bigger, actually, quite a bit bigger by the looks of that. Oh no, I don't know, it looked like it was. He's definitely chunkier. I think that's what most of these new figures are, to be honest. They are all a lot chunkier. Right, I need to get, I was going to say, where have I put that? There is the original, so there is the G1. So there's a nice little homage to that as well. Let me quickly just move all of these out of the way. So I'm going to bring in Starscream again, which is of course a Voyager class, just for you to see the size of that compared to that. And again, you expect that because of course the different class and price points. This is the same size as a G1 cab, but it's the Diaclone version, if you're wondering. That is going to go there. I've got pretty much the same figures, actually. I need to find some more ready for some of the other figure reviews. I suppose I can bring this out for a bit of fun. That's your McDonald's Happy Meal Red Alert, but this is just your normal standard class deluxe figure, to be honest, and it just fits in perfectly with, most importantly, this guy. So there we go. You could also, I imagine, let me just get some blast effects, attach them. I forgot to do that with the Air Raid one, to be honest. There's so many things that you can do with these toys now that it does just make them fun. And of course, because you've got 5mm ports everywhere if you wanted to. I've just seen this sword here from Nemesis Prime. You can attach that. You can do loads of crazy things, whatever you wanted to do with it. So it's just nice to know that if you did want to do it, then you can do it. But that is all there is to say about this particular mode. These are all tamper graphed on. Again, Autobot logos look great, and to be honest, as I say, it fits together pretty well. You can't, this one's a bit better, you can't really tell. Yeah, that one you can sort of tell, you know, arms and maybe legs. This one is a bit more of a robot in disguise. Anyway, let's come back, have a look at him in his robot mode. Okay, so we're back and he's in his robot mode, and I suppose let's see what he looks like with his blasters in his hands. What I've also noticed again, of course, is he's got these ports on they're dual use, to be honest, because you'll notice in the transformation process they used to tab into there, but they're also used, I suppose, if you wanted to, you could double up his arsenal on the one arm like so if you wanted to. There you go. You perhaps don't want to, let's be honest, it doesn't look that great, but it's just something that you can do if you wanted to. One quick thing as well is I just had a proper heart in mouth moment and totally panicked, because when I went to change him around, I did that by accident, which of course at first sets in instant panic mode, but then of course I just remembered it's going to be similar to the Menasor when you rip, is it drag strip into one of the ones anyhow, so it's going to be for the combined mode, so there is literally nothing to worry about. I'm having more trouble putting that back in, to be honest, so let's reattach that to there like so. We're going to have a look at that in more detail in a second when we get to the combined mode. First things first though, there we go, there is G1, and here is the Combiner Wars. And again, guys, I know I keep stating it, but that's because people are asking, so I want to get these things across that people are asking for. This is much lighter, much more flimsy, even though the leg design is very similar, but this is much more robust, much more sturdy. Someone used the word hefty, and I'm going to pinch it because that's definitely the correct term that I would use for them. So there is some quick, I'm going to call them all Slingshot, because that's what I know them by anyway. So there is another Combiner Wars, so there you go. You can tell, I think, I wonder if you can tell. Do you think you can? Let me know if you can tell anyhow between that. I'm going to bring in Air Raid now as well. So here is of course the Age of the Primes one, so yeah, you can tell, I think. Yeah, I think this one, as I say, these ones definitely have more of a cartoon style looking for them, where they just change these ever so slightly, maybe more IDW, because of course they came with IDW comics, so that perhaps would explain that. Again, very quickly, just a couple of figures that I've got either side and around. In fact, I've found a couple more, to be fair, so let's give you an idea of a few other figures. We got to go a bit of an Orion Pax theme going here now though with these, just because these happen to be at the side, and I'm going to use that for the G1 cab instead of the actual G1 cab. I'm going to use that for the Siege mold of Optimus Prime instead of the actual Siege mold of Optimus Prime. So I think I've pretty much given you an idea. I suppose there's one more, isn't there? Where is the Commander class? It's got to be this one. Everybody wants to see that one now. And I suppose just because he's here, that is, of course, the Earthrise as well, with his gun all on the squiff. Right, that's all there is for this particular mode. I need to get him back into Jet by the looks of it and get him ready to combine with Superion. Okay, so we're back for the final time, and we are, of course, going to be combining him to the frame. So this is very similar to, I suppose, the drag strip and Menasor sort of thing. First and foremost, I'm just going to reattach air raid here just in case you missed it. So again, as I say, very similar to Menasor, in like the bottom limbs just attach via a port and indeed a tab going into their arm. So that's really, really similar. Is that all the way in? Because I want the leg part to close. There we go, perfect. And with the upper part, again, it's very similar to the car. So you can, of course, just snap these in two. It's then asking us to fold these down, fold this up like so. Now, I've not had a go at this yet, so fingers crossed. I would imagine it's quite easy, but who knows? In fact, there is, by the looks of it, the tab for this, is it? That's just going to fit into there. Yeah, these are brilliant. These are just like adult jigsaws, if you know what I mean. Oh, I've just knocked his antenna off. Let's get him to stand up properly. Let me reattach that because I want to spin it all around and I want you to see, I suppose, just how good he's looking. And this here, there's your two ports, there's your two tabs. That's going to fit over the top, yep, onto there like so. Wow. It's something as simple as that, but it just really, really works. So there it is as an arm, looking fantastic. And of course at the back there's the legs. So there we go, guys. Funnily enough, let's just very quickly, I think I probably put on the wrong arm in all honesty, but there you go. I am just going to quickly do that to give you an idea of how they're starting to look. There you go. Hope you found this interesting anyway. Again, if I missed anything, let me know, and I can always update the videos at a later date. Thank you for watching, guys. Take care.